Let's talk about cats. We love them, but they can be confusing. Why are they so unlike dogs? Why do they act in certain ways? The answers, according to science and the book, Cat Sense, lie hidden in their unique history. Understanding where cats came from is the key to understanding why they do what they do today. Let's connect their past to their present. Dogs were mostly brought into human life and trained for jobs. Cats took a different path. Around 10,000 years ago, farming started, and stored grain attracted lots of mice. Wildcat ancestors saw this easy food source near human villages and decided to hang around. They basically chose to live near us for their own benefit, catching mice. People probably realized, hey, these cats are great pest control, and let them stay, maybe giving them scraps. This is super important, because cats chose to come closer, rather than being intensely selected and trained by humans like dogs were. They kept much more of their original wild, solitary hunter nature. This fact explains so much about modern cats. Later, in places like Egypt, they became loved pets and even religious symbols. But even then, their main job, for centuries, was controlling pests on farms and ships. This long history as independent hunters, not cooperative partners like dogs, shaped their senses, their minds, and their social rules. Let's see how. Cats experience the world differently than we do, and it all ties back to their past. Their senses are tools perfected for finding and catching small prey, often alone and in dim light. Take their eyes. Why are they so good at seeing in the dark? Because their wildcat ancestors hunted mice mostly at dawn and dusk. Big pupils and that special light-reflecting layer help them spot tiny movements in near darkness. The downside, coming from that history, is they don't see colors or sharp details as well as we do in bright daylight. Night vision was just more important for survival back then. And their hearing? It's incredible. Remember how cats first became useful to humans by catching mice in those ancient grain stores? Well, that history is why their hearing is amazing at picking up the very high-pitched squeaks mice make, sounds we can't even hear. Those movable ears help them locate exactly where a mouse was rustling in a dark barn or field, a skill essential for a stealthy hunter. Sensitive paws help them feel prey trying to escape, and whiskers help them navigate in the dark and feel things close up, all vital tools for a lone hunter catching its own meals for thousands of years. Their fantastic balance allowed them to be sneaky and agile predators. Smell is also huge for cats, way more important than for us humans. For their solitary ancestors, smell wasn't just for finding food, it was like reading messages left by other cats. Since they didn't meet face to face often, scent marks told them who was around, if they were male or female, or ready to mate. That special VNO, or second smell organ, is particularly good at reading these social smells, a direct link to their less social past. So, when your cat seems obsessed with smells or reacts strongly to sounds you barely notice, they're using senses perfectly shaped by their long history as independent hunters. How cats think and feel also makes more sense when we remember their history. They learn through basic connections like, this leads to that. But because their ancestors worked alone catching mice, they didn't evolve the same strong desire to please people or understand complex human signals that dogs did, who came from pack animals working with humans. This is a big reason why training a cat feels different than training a dog. Cats likely feel basic emotions like happiness or fear. But coming from solitary ancestors who competed for resources, showing feelings like pain or fear was risky. So, modern cats are still naturally good at hiding how they really feel. That makes it vital for us to pay close attention to small signs they might be stressed or unwell. Even purring, often seen as happiness, might sometimes be their way of coping with stress, a behavior likely kept from kittenhood. Learning to be friendly with people happens very early, 2 to 8 weeks. This ability to switch from fearing humans, like wildcats, to trusting them was a key step that allowed them to live with us, but it's based on early experience, not a deep-seated need for human approval like in dogs. Their relationship with other cats is complicated, again, because their ancestors were loners. While living near humans pushed them to become more social than wildcats, especially related females sharing resources, they never developed complex pack rules. They see unfamiliar cats first as potential rivals. Their friendly signals, like the tail-up greeting or rubbing, are simpler communications likely adapted from kitten-mother interactions to help manage life closer together, but the underlying instinct is caution. This history is precisely why introducing new cats requires patience and why multi-cat homes can be stressful. Their instincts haven't fully caught up to our expectation that they should all just get along like dogs might. Today's cat issues make sense in light of their past. The hunting debate? It's happening because cats still have the strong hunting programming that made them essential pest controllers for thousands of years. They don't connect hunting tightly with hunger because a single mouse wasn't enough. They had to be ready to hunt whenever possible. Understanding this historical drive helps us manage it better today. Cats getting stressed by other cats or feeling bored indoors. That links back to them being territorial animals descended from solitary hunters, not pack animals. They need their own space and mental stimulation that mimics the challenges their ancestors faced. Simply confining them without understanding this history can cause problems. For the future, Bradshaw suggests we need to help cats continue adapting. Since their domestication was less directed by humans, there's still room to encourage traits like being more relaxed around other cats or less driven to hunt, maybe through choosing which friendly, less hunty cats get to have kittens. We need to actively shape their future, understanding it's a continuation of their unique historical journey with us. Cats aren't random or deliberately difficult. Their actions, senses, and feelings are all tied to their incredible history, coming to us on their own terms, living as hunters among us for millennia, and slowly adapting. Cat Sense teaches us that by connecting their past to their present, we can finally understand the why behind their behavior. And when we understand why, we can give them what they truly need to feel safe, happy, and understood in our modern world. That's how we become the best possible friends to our amazing cats. Thank you so much for watching the entire video. I hope you learned some useful tips and insights to help you better connect with your furry friend. If you're looking to add some extra fun to your cat videos, I highly recommend checking out the CatCuterCam app. It allows you to turn any image into special effects for your videos. For example, you can add a Hello Kitty effect to your cat. Check out the download link in the description and showcase your cutest Hello Kitty cat to your friends.